does a girl from Little Rock just, you know, end up so cultured and so different and, you know, something like that?
Honestly, television. Lots and lots of television. I watched a lot of TV when I was a kid. And I just saw, like, Missy Elliott being fucking fly as fuck, you know, and, like, seeing, like, Destiny's Child and just seeing what they're doing and being like, oh my God, like, these girls are, like, amazing. I wish that I could do that or whatever. Like, even as a kid, like, I knew I wanted to travel and I wanted to meet different kinds of people. And I always knew that I always knew I wasn't going to be in Little Rock. I didn't know that I was going to be doing music. So music just kind of, like, happened. And so everything that I kind of wanted as a kid.
Well, tell us that story. How did it happen?
So with music, I had always been writing, like, poetry. And I had been, like, drawing and stuff like that. And when I was like 16 years old, and I had like a group of friends that used to record in their closet, and I went over there and they were like, "Nah, you gotta rap. Like you look like you can rap. Like you gotta rap. So go home, write a 16, come back, record that shit." I was like, "Okay, all right, cool." Cause they was some hood niggas, y'all. They was this, so I was like, "All right, I'm gonna do it. All right, I'll be back."
How old were you?
I was 16. Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna do it. Went home and I rapped over Jay-Z's song "Cry" because I just love shit. So I did that, and me and my best friend went over there and we recorded it, and we put it on Facebook. And like people were like, "Oh, okay, cool." And it was just like became a thing that I just did as a hobby. And then when I turned 19, I started to like take it seriously, and I just never stopped since then.
How did the internet play a part in that? Because I could only imagine. You say TV was a big influence. And like,
oh yeah, the internet for sure. Especially like when Twitter became a thing. Because for me, like Facebook was a very local thing. Like Facebook was how you got your friends at school to hear your music, but Twitter was how you got people that lived in 100-mile radius to hear your music. And you know what I mean? So I connected with so many people from like Memphis and Atlanta, and I even moved to Atlanta a couple times to like try to make it happen. So I definitely like big up the internet for real. Like I know we all be like, damn man, the internet, man, it's some crazy shit on there, but it's also a good tool if you really want to connect with people and like make shit happen.
So would you say what was like the first thing to like catch on where you know like, oh, this is possibly like serious or whatever? Would you say that was No Small Talk, or even because even before that you was just dropping stuff on SoundCloud?
Yeah, I was just putting stuff out, but when I made Laugh Now Die Later, I bullshit you not, like nobody really knows this, but I was like, I'm putting this shit out, and if it don't work out, I'll fuck this. Like I'm just gonna go be a bank teller, or I'm gonna, you know, I'm like bro, I had been doing it for like probably about 4 years at the time, and I was just like, it's just not gonna happen because I'm from Arkansas, nobody cares, but I gotta say, like, you know, like it's just like whatever. So I put out, when I made Laugh Now Die Later, I was like, damn, this shit is fire. Let me just put it out. I put it out, and then it just like happened, like instantly. People were like, oh my god, No Small Talk. This shit is, oh god damn, like, you know, and even like the deep cuts, like people fuck with it. So I was just really excited that people liked it.
You know, and I'm gonna definitely come back to No Small Talk, but you mentioned Goddamn. You know, if you go on SoundCloud, the plays, you got more plays for Goddamn than you do No Small Talk.
Big facts.
Right? And if you actually produce that or whatever, talk about like producing and then all the other sounds of like production on that Laugh Later.
Okay, so
project.
I'm very self-conscious when it comes to like producing and stuff, because like at first I was very like, okay, cool, I'm doing this. And then I started like getting around like real producers, and I was like, oh shit, I really don't know what I'm doing. So like now I'm kind of like taking a backseat to producing, and I'm like doing the drums most of the time. Like I'm really good at drum programming. Like I love making like drum patterns, and then I'll like go with somebody who can play keys, or that, you know, is just better at that kind of stuff, like melodies and stuff, and I have them like add that to it. So it's like now I'm learning like how they work. Like I've been working with Matt Martians. I don't know if you guys are familiar, the internet, but
Super 3.
Yeah, he's like teaching me a lot of stuff about melodies and stuff like that. So I'm just trying to get better as a producer. But I mean, I love it. It's fun. But I really like writing songs, and I really want to write for more people. So.
And And we're gonna get into all that too, because you have been doing that already. But even, to get small talk out the way, I would say that was the one song that was being played in parties down here and maybe in other cities. And then, of course, Shots Gambino jumped on it. Now, I know you guys share the same management, so that's probably, that probably played a part. But, do you remember him first reacting to the record when you heard it on his own, or like, how did that all happen?
So basically how it happened was a fam who was my manager at the time, he found it on SoundCloud, and he reached out to Black Party, which is Malik, who helped me make the song. He reached out to him and was like, yo, this song is crazy, like Gambino wants to remix it. And I was just like, and at first, and he'll tell you, I was very not fucking with it. I was like, I don't know about these people, they're industry people. I'm from Arkansas, I don't trust, none of this, I don't know what this is. And so I think that's what attracted them to me more, because I wasn't hyped. I was like, okay, all right, let's just keep the conversation going, let's hang out more, and da-da-da. And then so it kind of, I hung out with them, and it felt very good. Those are my dudes. They look out for me. I go to LA, I need a place to stay, they got me. You know what I mean? Advice, they got me. So it's like having a group of older men who just look out for my best interests. And so yeah, that's how it happened.
And it must be serious, because he did a video for it. I don't, as big as he is, he don't gotta do nothing like that.
Oh so. Yeah, for sure. He gives me a lot of good advice, and me too. I get he asked me what's cool, what's hot. You know what I'm saying? So. It's a very good relationship.
I mean, that's probably why you're on his project, Awaken My Love, which is, such a great album for our generation right now. I know you probably told this story thousands of times, but how do you end up being one of the only people credited on that project,
Because when he was making that album, I had already moved back to Little Rock from LA, but whenever I would go to LA, I would be staying in the house where they were making the albums, because all of royalty was staying in this house, and we call it the factory. And so he was just he had the band in there, they're all making music and stuff. And I remember one day, and we all we would share music and stuff, so I would show him stuff, he would show me stuff. And he called me in there and was like, hey, come in the room. I'm like, all right, cool. So he's playing songs, and he's just I want you on this, go in there, record. He had already written what he wanted me to say. So I just went in and I did it, and he was like, perfect, all right, cool. And I was like, all right, that's good.
Did he ever tell you what his reason was for picking you? Or was it the sound of your voice, or
yeah, I think he just did my voice, which a lot of people do, which is weird, because I think my voice is weird, but.
And speaking of your voice, I know, I can't lie, only because you were a female and there wasn't many new females that came out from the South. I'm oh man, I felt like a little Gangsta Boo, or even a little Mia X, just something or whatever. But how annoying is it when people try to compare you to just the next Southern chick that was out? Who you been compared to and stuff like that? And how do you feel about it?
Well, my thing is, it's cool, because of course people are gonna compare you, because they need to make sense of what you are. People need to do that. But I mean, at first it was annoying, but it's not really that annoying, because I do like Gangsta Boo and the Chad and Mia X, all those people. But I feel when people do that, it's it's a little lazy, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm even the other day when we were speaking with Todd, he was he heard No Small Talk, he was that's Gucci's flow. And I was yeah, that's Gucci's flow. Nobody understood that was Gucci Mane's flow from that 08, 09 era, where the dun 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 dun, that's Gucci. I'm I listen, so it's just if you're actually aware, you'll know, but otherwise you're oh, she sounds whatever. And I'm okay, and you don't get it.
Even to talk about Gucci Mane, how this generation tries to be oh, we so hype on Gucci, and stuff that they don't even point that out.
Yeah, people they're not real Gucci fans.
And that was the prime Gucci.
That's the prime, man, because the movie, let me tell you about
how many y'all know the movie out there?
Movie?
No?
I wanna stay in my bachelor pad, wanna slow dance in my mansion. Shawty wanna stay in my bachelor pad, but I'm a bachelor and I'm happy.
too. Like even of course females out today, they always get compared to something. But you know, even more, you know, of course, so you're influenced by Gucci Mane. But like, what else? You know, how was it for you growing up? You know what I'm saying? Because I know, of course, you have influence from media, whether it be the internet and all that stuff. But like, I don't like to say I'm a fellow weird black female or whatever. And you know, we joke around and say how we aunties and stuff like that. Like, what do you think? I mean, maybe particular to like young, dark-skinned female, like what did you go through to kind of maybe make you who you are today? Not even just the bad, but you know, just all that.
I mean, honestly, like I could hang, when I was younger, I was definitely weird. I was socially awkward because I felt like I could fit in with everybody, but also I didn't fit in with everybody. So it was like I was the kind of person, my mom would try to put me on cheerleading, and with a bunch of girly girls, and I would be listening to like country, all this rap music, and I'm just like singing all this shit, and they're just looking at me like, what? Like what's wrong with her? So it was just, at a point in time, I was just like, you know what? I'm just who I am, and I'm gonna just be that, you know what I mean? Like, and definitely like me being, I was unattractive when I was growing up and stuff. I was like the unattractive girl. I was really skinny. I was dark skinned. I didn't have like the newest anything because my mom was like, we going to the yard sale down the street and that's where you're gonna get all of your clothes. Like I couldn't get any of the things that I wanted, so I always got like made fun of for like, you know, not having the fresh stuff. So I had to be funny. And I had to be witty, and I had to be creative to keep people from being on my ass all the time, like talking shit about me. And I had to like have quick comebacks and be spicy and feisty or whatever, you know what I mean? Because once the dude's like saying something crazy and you say something about his hairline in front of all his homies, they're like, damn, bro, she got you. Like, damn. You know what I mean? Like, so that's what I had to be on, and that's kind of how, because I was always the homegirl. And so dudes always used to crack on me. I'm like, nah, man, we're not doing this no more. Like, be at the Boys and Girls Club making me cry. Like, but it's cool, and I feel like that's how I got like my sense of humor, and you can hear it in my music that I'm very like tongue in cheek and so I satire and stuff. So, yeah.